Right, today we're going to start planking our hull. We have some of the planks here. These are some clips that are kind of redesigned clips that you get at an Office Depot or something like that. Basically, you take off one of these from another clip, open this up wide, and put it in here sideways. And that will help hold the strip on the ribs here. I'm going to use the wood glue to hold them, which means, of course, things are going to take a bit of time to dry. You could use CA, which goes quicker, but it can make an awful mess, and if you make a mistake, your plank is stuck and you get problems. Wood glue will give you a little time to adjust. Now, like I said, these strips are pretty flexible, but just for better fitting, I'm going to bend it so that it will come around the bow and go around the stern a little easier without wanting to pop open again. Now, because these are kind of thin, I'm going to use this bender tool rather than soak them and use heat to bend them. This works pretty well for things that you don't need to bend a whole lot of. Now, this instructions say we need to hook them behind that. And I'm just going to fit it down like that. It probably needs to go a little bit more. That's okay. Now in the back end, we need to go flush to the end of this on the lower planks. You should have a pencil, but I don't. Anyway, we'll bend this a little bit. So that it curls around in there nicely. Okay. Now, I'll take some glue and just hit each one of these spots. Just going to put a little on the back end of this. And let's fit it in here. Oh, come on. This goes on here. We'll hold that, make sure it's down. I don't believe we need to clip it on every one. Okay, we've got the first plank in place. This is why you want a nice variety of different clips. I managed to find a clip I could use to hold that tail end in there. So while this side is drying, just spin things around and work on the plank for the other side. You'll notice I've got my chopper here now so I can cut the plank to size before I get it halfway on. So we do the same thing here on this side. Got to get this bent. Sometimes it's better to overbend it a little so that will actually fit better. To go a little more out here. Just butt that up against the other one. Okay. Now, I'm going to take it down here. Just kind of rough measure it. And take that off. Okay, now again, man. All right, a little glue on. Oops, get a little on this one. Let's see. Gonna need another one of those, I guess. I think this will work as well. I have a lot more of those. Make sure it's all the way around. All right. So that's plank 1. I'm going to let things set up a bit. We'll come back and put on the next. So in the process of bending the next strip on this side, I was starting to have issues with cracking and splintering, so I decided we'll go to the soak it and heat it method, which I'll show you here. I have a bunch of strips soaking in there. And I have the heating element heating up here. Still takes a while. So let's see if we can get it started here. This is just a little jig to help shape it. And we just kind of roll it. May not be hot enough yet. Should do. Neck here. This end, it didn't soak, and you can see what happens. Maybe we can save it. A little of this. Give it a little twist too, if I can. Okay. I'll get the glue. didn't have that first strip clamped down enough. So hopefully we can salvage it. This is busted. Well, as you can see, it's not all roses. A lot of stuff can be fixed later with sanding and fill. Try and minimize it. But all right, having watched some of that video that we've been doing, I determined that watching me do planking is like watching paint dry. So I went ahead and jumped ahead a little bit. Most of the procedures are the same. There are a couple of points that we need to point out here. I'm going to take these clips off, things that's been drying for a little bit. And first of all, at the stern, once these planks reach this point, in this case there's 3 of them, some could be more, but then you need to start extending out onto that part that we glued on the back here. So these will be longer, and then they're trimmed to match the curve. This needs to be sanded when we're ultimately done. Also, it may become necessary as you go up, the bend from stern to bow sometimes can get kind of strenuous for one plank to take. So you may have to shape some planks, as I did here, kind of shaved it down to a point, basically to try and keep the curve as straight as possible. And the next plank went on top and went straight, and I didn't have to trim it. And you may end up having to do some of that in the bow area too. As it gets narrower, you need to start shaping planks to fit. I'm now getting ready to start from the keel side. I've got one plank placed on here. I'm going to start coming down this way with the planks, and you'll see things close up, and at that point we'll be shaping a lot more planks to fit. So when I get pretty well along with that, we'll come back, finish up closing up the hull, and then start sanding everything.